Welcome to Michael Zane Trustee's Track Talk, where every track tells a story. What if I told you there are unreleased Elvis Presley duets, hidden for decades, featuring artists you'd never expect? It sounds like something out of a legend, but the truth is, inside the vaults of RCA in Graceland, there are moments where Elvis's voice was captured alongside others in ways the public never got to hear. Elvis loved to experiment in the studio. During downtime, he often pulled friends, backup singers, and even visiting stars into spontaneous jam sessions. Some of these sessions were recorded but never intended for release. A few reels hold Elvis harmonizing with country legends, gospel quartets, and even with voices who were just stopping by the studio. Imagine the king of rock and roll trading lines with Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, or Carl Perkins, not just on stage, but privately, behind closed doors, where the real magic happened. And then there are the surprises. Elvis was known to sing along with Frank Sinatra during their televised special in 1960. But what most people don't know is that Elvis admired artists like Ray Charles and Dean Martin, and sometimes in the studio he'd mimic or blend his voice with theirs just for fun. Those recordings weren't polished singles. They were raw, personal experiments. But they show Elvis's musical curiosity reaching far beyond what the record label ever released. One of the most fascinating stories comes from his time in Hollywood. Between takes on his movie sets, Elvis would gather cast members and crew to sing. There are whispered accounts of him recording duets with co-stars, songs that were never finished, never marketed, just left behind as scraps of history. Can you imagine hearing Elvis paired with Anne Margaret in full studio quality? They had chemistry on screen, and those sparks carried into music too. Then there's the gospel side of Elvis, the side closest to his heart. Some of the most breathtaking unreleased material features Elvis harmonizing with the Imperials and the Stamps Quartet, blending his powerful lead with layers of soulful harmony. While some of these takes eventually surfaced on box sets, others remained tucked away. For Elvis, gospel wasn't about record sales. It was about feeding his spirit. Those unreleased duets capture a man pouring his heart into the music he loved most. What's incredible is how much of this history is still hidden. Every so often, a new box set, a vault discovery, or a collector's tape makes its way into the world, and fans get a fresh glimpse of Elvis's genius. It makes you wonder how many more unreleased Elvis duets are still waiting to be heard. Elvis once said, "I just like to sing. I'll sing to anybody, anytime, anywhere." And that's exactly what he did. With friends, with strangers, with fellow legends, some moments preserved, others lost to time. The king of rock and roll was more than a superstar. He was a man who lived for the joy of music, and those unreleased duets prove it. So the next time you hear an Elvis song, remember, there may be another version out there, a hidden collaboration, a duet you've never heard, still locked away. And when it finally surfaces, it'll remind us all why Elvis Presley remains one of the greatest voices the world has ever known. This has been Michael Zane Trustee's Track Talk. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because every track has a story, and sometimes the best ones are the ones we almost never got to hear.